Welcome back to Tea Talks with
Meosha
and
Irina.
yours truly.
Yes.
We're back yet with another episode of, what are we talking about today, Meosha?
Online dating.
Online dating it is. How about we open this forum up to pros and cons of online dating?
Yes, the pros and cons.
Some of the horror stories and then not so horror stories.
Sounds good
Yeah,
to me.
we're gonna delve right in. So you think it's not such a good idea to do online dating?
No. I mean, I don't. For me, no, personally, I don't.
Why?
I just feel like I don't get I don't have the connection, is seeing them in person versus online. I'm like, I can make up anything. Yeah, I'm 5'9" and I weigh 120 pounds. And you know what I mean?
Maybe we should define what online dating means.
True that.
Because what you're talking about is, for me, online dating is someone you will meet online and then eventually meet in person.
Some people don't meet in person, but you're
then
right.
that's just an illness. Well, think about it. The purpose of online dating
It's to meet
is
them
to
eventually.
meet people, yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you're not putting the latter into the equation, then you're not online dating, you're online playing.
My brother, I love you, I love you, but I have to use him as an example. I don't think he's gonna ever watch this anyway. But I love him. I know. Maybe this episode that he watches. No, he was in a full relationship with a girl that he'd never met.
Yeah, there are instances like that. That's true. It makes me wonder. Some people, I guess it just fulfills some sort of void.
I guess
that you've got to figure that because it has to meet some sort of psychological need.
Yeah.
For you to, do that. That's why I call it online playing, because you're kind of, getting the feel goods from interacting with a person whom you may never meet. Maybe it's to avoid some sort of sense of responsibility for the actual relationship.
That's an interesting point.
Because if you're online, then you don't have that sense of responsibility to take it to the next level, even.
That's true.
Responsibility is the only word that really comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, when you meet and you develop the relationship, both of you start investing into it.
Very true.
So maybe until you do, it's not so much investment as much as it is a play. So some people like to just play.
Some people like to play.
And hey, if that's
right.
what, floats your boat, by all means.
Yes.
But we're talking about, is it a dangerous game to get involved in, or is it a good thing to do in today's world? Because modern world is very much moving in that direction. It has been for at least last 20 minutes? I mean, years.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
That's it.
That's how it feels anyway. So I am the product, not the product. My current relationship is the result of online dating.
Well, hey, that's
so
and you've been
I
together
see it as a
10
pro.
plus years.
Yeah.
So that's not a scary story. That's a good example.
I will say what I always say. There is a little bit of risk involved, but what is a risk? The same kind of risk that is involved in meeting any people and dating in general.
That's true.
I say you're going to probably end up kissing a few frogs before you meet your prince. But so is in real life too.
Yeah, that's true.
As a matter of fact, I think the one easier thing about the online dating process is that you can weed out without even having to invest your time into it in person. That's how I see it. Because as you start to talk, I mean, eventually we all gain experience of what online talking feels like, right? At least that's what it's like to me. Wouldn't you agree?
I guess.
Can you pick up on the tone? I mean, I know a lot of it is missed in texting and, the whole online world. But in general, would you say you can tell?
Definitely.
You can tell if the person is flirting with you. You can tell if the person is being sincere. Mm-hmm. You can tell if the person is somewhat not all there. That's my hard rule. If you're online dating, and for example, for me, it's a red flag. If right off the bat the person starts telling you a sob story, or if they're wearing a uniform, I'm like, red flag, red flag.
Yeah.
Because for women anyway, I'm going to speak for women a little bit.
Okay.
If a man is wearing a uniform, you know how
I love
most
men in
women,
uniform.
there you go. Need I say more? Somehow that lures us in. It's like, oh, he must be established and distinguished, and oh, he's wearing a uniform. He must be honest, and all these things we get from just a photo, right? And then, sure enough, they lure us in with a couple of nice words, and before we know it, they tell us, oh, we're deployed and there's no real food. We're eating out of a
God.
can.
Run.
If only I had a couple of dollars. But oh my God, you're my love of my life, and I'm coming to you. Blah 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 blah. And before you know it, women start sending money to someone they never even met. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Meet the person first,
Yeah.
and develop a relationship face to face.
And there's a lot of women that, like you said,
Yeah.
a lot of women that get bamboozled and they're out of money. They're like, there's this side note. There's a story of a woman that met this guy. She was super, she was lonely. She wanted to get back in a relationship. She went online, met this guy, and they were supposed to meet a few times. It just didn't fall through. And he was like, I'm trying to get to you, and she would send money. And after a while, like, she was like, I've like dished out $100,000.
What?
Yeah, it was like crazy. This man was actually doing this to a lot of women.
That's one
And
expensive lesson.
It's a personality, though.
Absolutely.
It's a certain personality that does.
And they know how to get that
And
personality.
they know
Oh yeah.
that's messed up.
Unfortunately, that is a con, and that and there are a lot of cons out there, who will take advantage of a vulnerable woman or a man. Apparently, it goes both ways.
Oh yeah.
I can see how it would be easier for women to do that to men,
Oh yeah. It's yeah.
because it's a natural relational role anyway, kind of a thing. So yeah.
The sad part how it ended was that he went to go see her at the
And got ghosted?
Ghosted. Never came. I couldn't make it and find
Of
out
course.
it's not even a girl and
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
someone from another country.
I've gotten to a point where it's not even about relationships, it's about anybody who's online. I do my homework.
Yeah?
Because
How
just
do you
because you
know?
have your picture up, it does not mean you're that person.
True.
See if there's history, see if there's any consistency, or
Who their friends
all these
are.
all these things, because it's important nowadays, especially. So, but like, I'll come back to my story.
Yeah. The pro.
The pro. I absolutely recommend it. You just have to be smart about it. But as I said, the same way as to be smart about it in real life.
Yeah.
You're not just going to go and, marry the first person you meet, right?
No.
You're weeding them out. You understand who works for you and not whatever. But the same goes for online. You can assess if what the person even wants. I mean, I personally could tell from the get-go when I talk to the new people, because most of them are there to just hook up. And you can tell that right away. But there are the good ones out there. There are
yeah.
a few gems that hide in the midst of this trash. That's how I see it. I'm sorry. But that they mean well, and they want an honest, good relationship with a person, So I wouldn't rule it out. People don't go, especially now.
Don't allow, yeah.
Especially now, where do you meet people anymore? Everybody's in their phones. Even if you go to a store, coffee shops, people are on their laptops,
That's true.
on their phones. Do you see anybody seeing anyone? No.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you're right.
The most you can get out of someone, me including, is hello. Because even when I go on the walk, I have my earphones in, listening to some podcast myself.
Interesting.
So, the whole life is online. So, yes, I definitely recommend meeting people online. Just, know what you're doing.
Yeah. Be careful. What's another pro that you would say?
Like I said, save time.
Save.
Not having to meet every Joe you meet on the internet,
It's true.
A couple of lines and you can say yay or nay. Next.
Well, sometimes, okay, there's another example of that, because I've seen this too happen. And this is why I say I do not recommend online dating, because when I've seen, it was a special on television, and there was a woman who was doing the online thing. It was a real guy on the other opposite end. They meet, just paying for everything, and just being a gentleman. Like, she was like, wow, I'm in love. He's the one.
From one time.
No, from like just like after the first one, she's like, okay, I like him. Like, he's real. He's actually, like, he's not a fake person. He's a real person. But there were things that he had other women that he was like, it was like he basically was using her money the entire time. So,
how was he using her money if he was paying for her? Wait,
no, it was he was paying for her, but it was her credit card information he got. He was, yeah.
Well,
it was
then
like
that's
fraud.
How did she not catch that?
Because I think she was so in love that I think women, we tend to
I'm
overlook
sorry.
a lot of
If you're
red
that dumb
flags.
to not see your credit card being used, then I don't know.
I know some women now that are like that with online dating. There'll be the red flags in their bio. And you're like, I'm like, I don't think that's quite right. I would just keep going. Oh no, hon, it's fine. I'm just like,
Okay, well,
take your
that's
time and really
the price you
look.
pay for learning how to play the online game, I guess. I mean, I look at
good
it this
with it.
way. If you want to meet someone decent,
Yeah.
and online is your only option, because there's really, I mean, do you go to church? You see the same people, even if you do. Not like, it's a new congregation every time. You go to the store, not like people, come up and say hello to you every 2 seconds for you to strike up a conversation, unless it's a meat man and he's busy working, So, online dating is definitely a good tool to have. If you decide to take charge of how you're going to navigate your relationships. Period. I guess you see both ends of the coin. It's up to you to decide. I'm sure we're going to get mixed responses. We're going to have some who are going to say, yes, it's a great thing, do it, because they're now enjoying the fruits of that, because I'm one of them. And then we get those whose credit card gets stolen. And guess what? It is a bitter pill to swallow. I mean...
funny. Yeah, no, it's one of those things. It's like you said,
it's
just
breaking
take your
the
time.
patterns.
Yeah.
You can meet the same jerk. Can I say jerk?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
In every other man that you date.
That's true.
It's really not about if you're doing it online or in person. It's about the patterns that you have.
Yeah, and yourself. Yeah.
So, I think with online dating, it's a bit easier to decipher that because it's in a written form.
That's true.
I guess it also depends on which form of communication applies better to the said person. Mm-hmm. Which way is better for you to understand, audibly or written form or whatever. But anyway, I think it's great.
Hey, you heard it here first.
Maybe don't bring them to your house. Meet
maybe
don't.
Not maybe.
Neutral territory.
Coffee shops, public places, just to be safe, ladies, because you just never know. And I don't see guys having a problem. I don't think guys are like, oh,
no, I think a neutral.
Come to my house, because he's, if it's a guy looking for,
Yeah. No, neutral places definitely. Well, and if they have a problem with it, there's your flag again.
Yeah.
Then you know that he probably just wants to get some of whatever it is, money or you.
But at the end of the day, guys, isn't that what the goal is? Love, but you want that too, guys?
Love, not lust.
But I'm saying it comes with
lust. Okay, love is not derivative from lust.
Okay, question. Isn't most guys who are online dating, if it's a guy looking for love, right? If he's looking for the one, he's online dating.
It's called Tinder. That's
eHarmony.
For lust.
Okay, either one.
They're gonna hate me. They're gonna be like, you're blasting us. Take it back. I don't know. I've never been on it. It's just the stories I hear. But I'm saying,
if a guy's on there and he's swiping, he's looking at how she looks.
I didn't say that. You see,
he's looking at how she looks online. He has to make sure he's attracted to her. So there is lust in a way for men from the man perspective if he's online dating.
So when a woman looks at a man, she doesn't feel the need to be attracted to them?
But I think women, okay, ladies, hear me out. When you're online dating, I don't think it's just, okay, I think mainly it's in women, because I have a friend that says, well, I don't look for men who are attractive because, I'm like, why not? That's a micro.
Well, I guess it depends on your motive.
She said,
some women are just after money.
No, she said if
they'll put up with whatever else. I'm not, I can't relate.
I just know women. We try to lower. We want to lower our bar because we want to find.
But why? My
I have a
question
lot
is
of girlfriends
why?
that do that. They're like, if I find an ugly guy, maybe I'll get married. I'll be more likely to get married because a good-looking guy is not going to marry me.
Okay, hold on.
I've had women tell me this.
Hold on. Ugly guy versus a good-looking guy. It is so. First of all, that's very subjective.
Thank you. I'm just only
Somebody
stating what my women
ugly to
girlfriends
you
tell
could be
me.
gorgeous to me, right? So first of all, if you are settling to get an ugly guy, that tells me that there's something ugly about you that you're not accepting.
Well, ladies, there you go.
It is not about that other person. I'm sorry.
I agree with that. I'm just being a devil's advocate.
And yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're bringing this up. We can hash this out.
Hash it out.
We always do. But you know what I'm saying?
No, I get
Like,
it.
if you're settling for something, you do it either out of desperation or fear. And those both are typically, your insecurities, whatever it is you're dealing with.
Very true.
So,
Very true.
if it comes up, take inventory of yourself. What do you need to work on before you even invite a relationship into your world?
That's true.
Because then you're
Work
just
on
gonna,
yourself.
it's just gonna, wreak havoc on your
And it will
relationship
keep
anyway.
happening again. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter the next person that you're looking for online. It's going to keep being the same situation if you just don't
And then
break
you're gonna
that
say,
pattern.
it's like, so your friend's asking you, why do I keep dating the same guy?
Yeah.
The answer already is on the question you're asking.
Yep. I agree with
It's
that.
because you're not willing to look inside and change whatever it is that's keeping you in that pattern. So that's a better question to ask. Why? What is it about me that is attracting that same personality? I've got to look within and see what I need to work on. What is it I need to work on to change my own perspective
Yes.
so that my outside world reflects what is going on in me.
Very true.
Your inner world is what your outer world represents. So if you don't like what's out here, best way to figure it out is within. So,
I agree with that. Yeah. You have any horror stories for online dating from your girlfriends?
no,
What? I have so many. Oh my god, my girlfriends are always in bad situations.
I mean, I've had some of my own when I was going through the process, but
Oh,
maybe because I always felt in charge of the situation, I never felt like they were horror stories. I mean, like I said, I met a few frogs. Sometimes their picture doesn't match their profile, and I'm like, wait a minute, or they flirt with you right off the bat, which is like at this point in my time when I was, engaged, and then it was fine because I was
Yeah,
like,
'cause you're at that-
I really
in
wasn't
that-
looking for the relationship, to be honest.
Okay.
At that point, I was just like having fun, just talking to people and engaging because that's what I needed. So yeah, I've met a few people who seemed to be too good or whatever, and then ended up being jerks. But whatever, you move on. It's like, bye. It's not Felicia. What do we want to say for a guy?
bye,
Come on.
Tavon.
Tavon, I like it. Bye, Tavon. But you know what I mean?
Just totally made that up with the fly. It's
So,
pretty good.
oh yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
good. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that.
I didn't look at it as a horror story. I took resposibility. I'm like, okay,
But see,
I
if
brought this
more
onto
people
me.
Thought that way.
I'm
then it would be
dealing
better.
with it.
Yeah.
If I don't like it, bye, Tavon. I like it.
You like it? Huh?
I like it. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Online dating, yes.
Online
Vote yes.
dating, no. No bueno.
See,
Negative.
She's not ready. But she doesn't want to date anyway. So I don't know.
First of all, I can find people, and
I didn't
for
say
me,
you can't. I said you don't want to date.
I know, but even if I did want to, I'm not going to go online. I have to. I could go out. I like connection. I like
That's
to
true.
see your eyes.
And she's really good
I
at
like
it
to
too.
see the eyes. You know what I'm saying?
She will capture anyone. That is
I
true.
want to see you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she sees you. Step away from the screen.
No, but in all seriousness, though, I like what you said, and no, I might not agree,
Well,
But
you
I
guys
like
get to
how
choose.
I like what she said. Good point. Good point.
I might not agree, but I can't not agree with the fact that it does happen.
All right.
So
partner.
there. Is that better? What are we doing?
This one.
This is our special
Our
handshake. Takes a minute, but we get there.
We get there. Well, guys, thank you for watching. We had a good time with this topic. This
As
is fun.
always.
Thank you for the comments. For
Yeah,
the
we can't wait
shares.
to hear what you got to say
Yeah,
on
we're really
that.
excited
That's
to see
gonna
what
be
you
fun.
guys tell us what you think about online
Tell
dating.
us your horror stories.
Ooh, and pros too. 'cause-
Juicy.
Yeah, I like the horror stories for sure. Screw the pros.
She's the horror buff.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, until next time.
Remember,
The better it gets.
the better it gets.
The better it gets. The
Tea
better
Talks
it gets.
with Meosha and Irina. Hey, we got that from. I guess we got to do shout out to Brent.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
Brent.
She
shout out to
totally
you.
sang it to us. Sing it.
Sang it, Brent.
All right, bye.
Bye. Get out already. Go.
Yeah.